Everybody, thanks for watching. So now, as you can see, I have not taken down the sale just yet. A lot of you guys are, coming to the party late, but it is coming down. So just a quick note, if you get up on there today, it's still up there. If you want to take advantage of it, do so, but it will be coming down soon. But, I have to get into this. And, unbeknownst to a lot of people, and this is exactly what these people do, the powers that be, while we are all, celebrating Black Panther, a lot of people are excited about the movie and everything. A lot of people have just been bombarding social media with Black Panther information and all kinds of, things dealing with Black Panther. But, they have basically, repealed net neutrality. So exactly what I told you guys was going to happen, they have effectively executed, and net neutrality is no more. It will be completely gone in April. I believe around April 23rd is when they're going to repeal net neutrality. I don't think you understand how serious this is and how big this is. So, we get caught up in so many different things from the media, and they put these things out there to generate buzz and to keep people distracted from real, more important information. And the fact that this is not complete news everywhere throughout the internet tells you that they have effectively done so. This is the biggest threat to freedom that we have ever faced in the existence of the internet. This is it. I don't think you understand how serious it is, and because social media is not ablaze with information about this, a lot of people just don't see it as a threat or really understand how serious this is. So what they have effectively done is now the ISPs, the internet service providers, will be able to control who has power, full power to their websites, and who can have a website on their ISP, on their servers. So if Comcast does not want your website showing on their service, it won't show. So if your website is controversial or what have you, and most of your subscribers or whoever has Comcast or Cox or whoever you use, if they want to eliminate that specific website, they can do so. This is what the repeal of net neutrality will do. Not only that, if they want to limit the bandwidth or make the site slower, they can do that now. They can now make a website slow. They can make ones faster than others. And it's basically like a total, killing of freedom when it comes to having a website. So, as I said to you guys before, and I warned you this was going to happen, and that when presidents come in, they have an agenda. Trump's was the internet, as I said, and they have effectively completed this. And come April, it's a wrap. We don't know exactly how they're going to implement this thing in the beginning, or what exactly are they going to do. Are we going to see immediate effects, or what's going to happen? But there'll also probably be a lot of new ISPs popping up, because now it's going to create a huge feeding frenzy of competition to where, let's say you want internet service that's not going to interrupt or censor anything, they can make whatever price they want. They can $200 a month for internet, whatever. And the thing with that is, let's say you do want to pay $200 a month for internet to assure that nothing is censored or nothing is taken down. You can see everything that's available, every site. That, for people who have sites, that is not going to, guarantee you that everybody that goes to your page or buys from you or visits your site is going to have the same kind of plan. You get what I'm saying? So if they don't have that same plan, if they can afford to pay $200 a month, whatever a month for internet, then they are not going to be able to see your sites at all. This is game over. And you have a lot of companies file lawsuits against the repeal, and we're going to see what happens. It's early morning here. I was reading about this last night in the bed, and I said, when I woke up, I had to do this video to let you guys understand what we have effectively let them do. And it's not enough people. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people protesting against this. There's a lot of angry people right now. But, this was passed a few days ago. Everybody, the whole hoopla and hype of Black Panther has been going on. And, you know, they want to pound it as much as possible. You know, people still talking about the Super Bowl. One of them, of course, people still talking about Black Panther and everything like that. And, you know, I keep my eyes on everything. And I get alerts about certain things. And that's how I have it set up on my phone and on my computer to where, you know, whenever the media is talking about certain things, I get an alert. So when I got the alert, I was like, you know, I started reading about it and I was like, wow, they did it. So the FCC is going to allow this to happen and allow them to repeal this whole thing. And that's game. I mean, this is a dagger. This is a devastating blow to freedom. And, you know, they can silence us in many different ways using this. And we got to be really diligent now. I mean, I don't know what we can do to combat this. The only thing you can probably do is basically become an ISP, which is not easy. And, you know, even if you do, let's say, become an ISP or become an internet service provider, you can't assure that everybody who wants to come to your site is going to be using your service. Even if you have your own tower and you just have your own internet where nothing can be censored, you can't assure that everybody's going to be able to come to your site, because whoever they're with can still censor and block your site. So this is serious. And, you know, we have to talk about this. We have to really voice our opinion, and we shouldn't see nothing else Black Panther. It's a fucking fictional movie. I went and saw it the other day. I seen it. And to me, I mean, okay, it's a good movie on the surface, of course. Marvel did their thing. But it's a spit in the face to me. That's exactly what it is. It's just what could be. First of all, one, you know, if you've seen the movie, you already know Africa feeds the world. Africa has all the natural resources. It has the gold. It has everything that is basically feeding everybody else on the planet, because they're going into Africa and getting it. Everything is there. All the resources, everything we could need as a people is there. So for them to kind of sort of make the movie about, well, you know, the Wakandans basically trying to make a decision at the end, whether or not to, you know, aid the rest of the world with their technology and everything. I mean, it's bullshit. It's crazy. It's what could be, what should have been, and what could have been. And it kind of brings me into this whole subject of, you know, super duper conscious people and people who just think they know what's best for all conscious folks. It's the same thing we see with religious people. Whenever they see a religious person doing something against the religion, they are so quick to point it out, but they themselves do not follow the religion in truth. So you have a lot of these super duper conscious people who just believe that everything is supposed to be spiritual and there's no balance. If you watch my videos, if you watch any of the series I put out on DVDs, and I get into, you know, the balance, you know, of spirituality, reality, you know, physical, spiritual, there is a balance that must be. There is material that you need to grow spiritually. Plain and simple. You need spirituality to grow physically. There's a perfect balance that you have to achieve to get what you want. Now, if you've been watching, you understand what I'm talking about as far as the consciousness and Saturn, Satan, and all the series I put out and all the videos I put out, you understand this balance. Now, I stay away from hypocritical, you know, negative talk, you know, for the most part. Sometimes I like to argue and debate with stupid people. But just to, you know, get my point across and to get them to think differently. Sometimes when you know you got a person completely cornered and you can just hammer them with the facts, you got to do it. You can't let up. You gotta really be arrogant, and you gotta push your point across to a point to where it explodes a person's mind with information, no matter how much they deny it or try to play it off like what you're saying is not good or relevant. It sticks with them. It sticks with them. So you have a lot of people, of course, people are upset that I actually watch football. As I said, I've been watching football since I was a little kid, betting since I was a teenager. Been betting ever since, making good money off of sports. And that's basically typically what I do it for. Of course, if you're a sports person, and I played high school football and everything like that, and I played ball like my life. I played football like my entire life, and you into sports. I'm a competitive person sports wise, so it's good to watch for the most part. But I'm a conscious person. I understand sports. I understand the entertainment aspect. I understand that the owners and the sponsors and supporters of the NFL, the NBA, and sports or what have you are for the most part racist. You know, they're using us And, they don't really have the best interests of African American people. But we could say that about almost everything that we use. So you get a lot of hypocritical people who will come in and say, well, you shouldn't be watching football. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. And it's bullshit. I mean, we would have to basically eliminate, almost everything that we do if we're going to go off of the whole premise that, the white man owns it and somehow using it against us. And I talked about this with hip hop. Television itself, everybody who just went to go see Black Panther, it's owned by white folks. And, clothes you buy for the most part, your furniture, your computers, almost everything you use, we can have that argument. But it's not about that. It's about understanding what these things are and what they represent in many different aspects, and just not letting it bother you on a spiritual level. You can deal with whatever you want to deal with. As I said with the whole hip hop video, when I was talking about hip hop, if you're conscious of what this music is doing, it can't affect you. If I know you about to swing on me, you're not going to hit me. I know you about to swing, so I'm going to dip it every time. I block it every time because I know what's about to come. When you know what's about to come, you can avoid it. When you understand something, you can deal with it on your terms. You can stay away from it if you want, but you can act accordingly and deal with it however you see fit. And that's up to you. So, a lot of you, I get a lot of messages from people who have that problem. And a lot of people just want to live what they think is correct. And a lot of people want to know, like, what is the right way? How should we be living? What should we be doing? Now, I use the Bible a lot, as you know. We can go off the whole premise of the Bible and just say, well, really, we should be butt naked, living out in the wilderness somewhere, away from all cities and electronics and everything like that. But even if I got you to accept that and understand that, you won't be able to do it. Talked about this in the personal economics series. Part 3 is coming soon. But you won't be able to do it. You wouldn't be able to do it because it's not in you to do so. And again, there's a balance that you have to have this physical to help you grow spiritually. So the whole point, because a lot of people get confused and a lot of people just want to, voice their opinion whenever you're talking about something that's dealing with money or economics or what have you. The whole point on how personal economics can help you grow spiritually as well is because you being financially set is going to allow you to develop spiritually. How so? Easy. You're going to take away the worry of, I got to pay my rent, got to pay my bills, I have to worry about putting food on the table, I got to worry about taking care of my kids, got to worry about taking care of myself. You can't go into meditation with all that on you because that's going to keep coming up. While you sitting there trying to meditate, you're going to be worried about rent. You're going to be worried about what you're going to eat and how you're going to pay for your kids' school or your school clothes or kids' school clothes or what have you. So becoming financially stable is key to spirituality. Unfortunately, you have to survive in this material world. So there's a balance that you must understand and maintain and obtain in order for you to grow spiritually. And you have a lot of people who are trying to jump right into spirituality and not understanding why it's not working, because you have a lot of what they call demons within you that's holding you back. And that's what that really is. Whether it's a drinking problem, a drug problem, financial problem, any problem or anything that hinders you is really demons. That's what it is. If you watch my videos, you understand. There are personal demons. There are just demons of this system. And they hinder you, they hold you back, and they keep you from obtaining true enlightenment and true, a Zen stability of just ease to where you can exhale and you can feel comfortable and you can go into meditation without that, lower brain, that reptilian brain pulling you into materialism, because that's where it's going to lead you. That's why all these spiritual people, these so-called religious people, they can't really be religious because they still hooked on the material. They don't even know how to find a balance in it because they don't understand the true spirituality of it. So they are hindered. So when I put the series out, again, it's to get you to really come into that understanding that, one, you don't need the religion to be financially stable. I'm living proof of that. And if you understand ways of dealing with this system and having it work for you instead of you working for it, you can be successful in your own way. There are a lot of people who are just overly conscious, who think consciousness is just about, being 100% spiritual. And funny to get into the whole Black Panther movie again, because they basically showed you that, with Wakanda, how they had technology with a perfect mix of, just nature. And, it was all about the ancestors. And, it's such an amazing concept that they obviously took from us and they put it in there. And one of the things you clearly see about, Africa, even though it's fictional Wakanda, it's no Christianity, no Islam they was praying to. They was talking about the ancestors, and they was into spirituality and nature and technology. It's a perfect balance that you must have in order to grow. So you also have to understand, we go back to ancient times. Go back to ancient times to look at the ancient Egyptians, who was also technologically advanced. There is clearly technology used in ancient Kemet, and we see that they had a balance. Again, technology, spirituality, nature, or what have you, there is a balance. So for a lot of you who have asked me that question about, technology and a way to live correctly, spiritually, there's a balance. If you don't already understand that from my videos, there's a balance that must be had, and a balance within yourself. When you understand what this stuff is really about, again, it can't really affect you on a negative level when you get it, when you understand. But you still must maintain that balance. And don't let people criticize you and jump on you on every single teeny thing that deals with materialism or materialistic things. There's materialistic people, materialism in a negative sense, to where you have people just abuse materials, and understanding that their actions, their daily grind, what they strive to do is to get a piece of material. And that's not you as a conscious person. So just like you may have a statue of, Egyptian statue up there, or, any type of picture you may have up on your wall, whatever energy you taken from that or put into that is what you do. But having an understanding of what they represent and understanding that these outside energies, when you understand what they are, can affect you. So for the haters, I threw up my equals banner specifically for you guys who was hating about, oh, he's watching football and, he ain't supposed to be watching football. He's supposed to be a conscious person. What the fuck is that? What is that? People are, crazy. I know where I'm at. I know where I'm at spiritually and in every sense of the word, intellectually and what have you. Please. It's a joke. But, at the same time, I don't want to press upon anybody that, everything is about spiritual, physical things and materialistic things, and it's all about money. And if you got that impression from me, I don't know what you was watching, but I never gave you that impression if you actually watch my videos. Again, it's a balance, and it's an understanding that you have to have within yourself, that nobody can give you. I can't give it to you. Nobody else on the outside can. There are things that's going to affect you on a spiritual level differently than me. Which is why we have debates and we argue about many different things, because we have different emotions and feelings about different subjects or what have you. So while something might, entice you, might not entice me or everybody else, and vice versa. So it's a respect that must be had, and an understanding that when I see people indulge in certain things, I don't outright bash them. I understand that this has a unique feeling for them or effect for them. Now, that comes to a halt when everybody clearly understands that something is bad for a person. Like, we can't use that same, understanding for like crack or coke. We all know that's bad. So I can't say, well, if you're indulging in that, then that's just the unique feeling. And no, it's a drug. You need to get it out your life. It's going to destroy everything. But in other things, like, come on, it's football. Like, seriously, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. And, even to the sense with music, it's not that serious when you get it, when you understand, as I have pointed out. But, it's a lot of people who taking this stuff way too far. I hate the twerking. I hate women putting their bodies on display, like, they're whores and hoes when they don't have to, when they want so much attention from people they don't even know. I think that's a sickness. There's something wrong with you. When you're that type of person, you need to take a look in the mirror and figure out who you really want to be. Because when you start getting it, when it start coming to you, when you put yourself in a position to where you're going to get all the attention that you want, you're going to realize fast that you don't really want it. And it's not the kind of attention you want around you or, kids if you have any. So, in those cases, these materialistic things can be harmful, and they can affect you spiritually. But in no way, shape, or form should you ever, look at your situation as far as your attachment to whatever materialistic things you might have as being a negative when it's not nothing that serious. So don't listen to these people. Don't listen to the haters, and definitely don't let that stuff bother you. So yeah, I can understand how a lot of people believe that we just need to be spiritual 24/7, and a lot of people don't understand that it's more than just nature. A lot of people think that to grow spiritually is just about nature, natural, and nature and everything like that. No, because you have to understand that even still with the material world, if you watch the frequency series and energy series and everything, that our whole point in being in this physical realm, in these physical bodies, is to grow spiritually, letting you understand that there's a balance of physical and spiritual needed to grow spiritually. Ultimately, in the end, it'll be spiritual, and that's basically what it is. But you have to still understand that spirituality is manifesting physical reality, consciousness. So it almost goes hand in hand when you really understand it. But again, you can attach negativity to anything. So the whole point is understanding what's negative in the material and not drawing that out, into yourself or into your reality. And a lot of you can have that done to you in many different ways, because somebody will say something negative about something that you have an attachment to, and then now you're looking at this material as a negative. You're drawing negative energy from it that somebody just put on you, and you don't really realize that you just change your entire emotion into a negative emotion about something that you have loved or have had for years, and now you're negative or you have questions about it. Don't let people do that shit to you. Don't let them do it. Look at them like they crazy. You know how something makes you feel and what it does for you and what your understanding of it is. Don't let people change that because they don't understand and don't get it. They're not going to feel the same way about something as you do. So don't let that affect you. So always going to be naysayers and people who try to affect your hustle or your grind in any way, shape, or form. Don't let that happen, because it'll affect you on a spiritual level and you won't be able to do anything. So it's not hard to get the concept of what I'm pushing and what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, that in order for you to be truly free, spiritually, you have to fix yourself as far as, dealing with this materialistic world. And unfortunately, because of the system and the way it's set up and how it's controlled, you need money. You need money to make you, be right. And it's messed up that it is that way. It don't have to be if you are strong enough and if you can exit the system. By all means, go ahead and do so. You want to go out there and live that way. And if you can do it, I'm not saying don't do it. If you can do it, do it. What I'm giving you is an alternative, a balance, which you need to have anyway. Because even when you step foot out there, you still have to deal with material, whether it be trees, leaves, bushes, berries, animals, or what have you. It's still material. Understanding that energy and that balance is the key. Once you do that, it's no problem. So if you are, as we all know, most of our problems can be solved with money. And unless you have medical problems, then that's different. But, money could probably fix that in a lot of cases as well. But unfortunately, it's money. You need to have it. And some people just feel better. You know that feeling you have when you got a nice chunk of change and you cool versus struggling. No, I understand struggling. I've been homeless. I lived in an abandoned house for a while. I know that feeling. I know what it's like. And, some of you, thankfully, are not there because you're watching online. So if you got the internet, I expect you to be okay. But, some of you struggling. It's a grind. It's always a grind. Paycheck, paycheck, paycheck. And it's hard to get serious about this stuff that I'm talking about and other people talking about as far as spirituality. It's hard to get really serious about meditation and everything else when you're emotionally dealing with these physical problems and these money issues. So me putting that information out was to get you guys to really look a different way and to have a different understanding and a know-how of how to get more stable to deal with that pain. The reason why I got into Buddhism was so you can understand that and what the Buddha is talking about as far as being in this physical world, that it's going to be suffering. It's going to be pain, but it don't have to be. And you got to deal with it, You want to deal with it on a good level, so there are any consequences, karmic consequences. So just because you're feeling down and you're in pain and you need money, don't go rob a bank. Don't go kill and hurt people. It's going to be consequences for a lot of people. So there's a balance. Stupid people don't understand that. So they say, oh, whatever about fucking he watch football, whatever you doing. And they don't understand that stuff. A lot of jokers out here. A lot of people who don't get it, who not really in tune. I feel like, I've done it. As I said, I'm not super stinking rich or whatever. I'm like good. I don't have to worry about money ever if I don't do anything stupid. But, there's a way, and as I said, if I can come from $0 in the bank, nothing, and go to where I'm at now to, almost a millionaire and doing unbelievable things, doing whatever I want to do and manifesting what I want when I want, not, in a spooky sense, but when I put my mind to something, I do it. It comes true. I make it happen. I set the stage and I set the atmosphere to bring into existence my plan and what I want. I see it before I do it, and I make sure everything is physically set so I can just walk into it and do what I need to do. So that's what it's really about, doing what you need to do and keeping your energy right in the process. So now, back to net neutrality. This is, really serious that you're going to see in the coming months and weeks or what have you. A lot of people talking about this. Maybe mainstream media probably leave it alone, because once it's passed and it's done and they sneak out the back door, sneak out the window and leave it alone. We're going to be left to deal with it. And until it really start affecting a lot of people, especially like, content creators and people who that's putting out, websites and videos. And remember, like now you have people, have an entire website dedicated to the Comcast scam or what have you. Yeah, that's not going to fly. You have Netflix that's in basic direct competition with Comcast, and almost every major internet ISP, because you have Netflix to where it's Netflix, they're doing their own thing. But when you have these cable companies like Comcast and Cox that has on demand, what's the difference? You got Netflix, you got on demand. It comes with your cable service. So if they can slow down Netflix, that's going to be crazy. But I believe that Netflix could have opted out for like a different plan or something like that. We had to pay like crazy amount of money to not be affected. And I believe they did that. But any new companies that might want to be like the next Netflix, it's not going to be able to do it. It's, when that hammer falls, they have already thought of every single contingency, every plan that could hinder their plans. And when it falls, that means it's game. And once again, it's going to fall to the people being the only ones who can fix it. Because if the people come together and stop it and make enough noise, we can have it repealed and have it fixed. But will we do it? Unless we see a major hindrance, no. We're going to just let it pass by like everything else. We didn't do anything about 9/11, so who knows? But who is going to affect is people like me, and people who are putting out these websites and trying to really get information out there. We'll see how it affects us if it's immediate. And they probably have a cap or a certain amount of people that if they're following you, they probably just cut you off. And yeah, it's going to be a big deal. And, this is why I wanted to get my foot in the door before this happened with my site and everything. To get it out there before this happened. This is my fear, and here it is. And it's something that I planned for already, because of course, you got to have plan B. Something I planned for already in my plans and my ways around it all, which we'll talk about another time. But for anybody else who may not have foreseen this and put things in place, you're going to be asked out. And we're going to be basically relying on the people to come together and help bring this back and fix net neutrality back and make it so that the internet is protected. And how they did it was the whole reverse psychology thing. Get this, because this is what they used. They said, well, the government is in too many facets of our life, And the government should not be involved in these corporations and how they put out their internet, how they, use their corporations, their companies, because it's basically what's going on. The government jumped in and said, hey, we have to have a neutrality here, and we can't let you corporations just bully all these internet or these websites. So we're going to step in and make a law so y'all can't do that. So they're going to jump in. They jumped in and said, oh, well, the government is too big, and the government. So the government is so big that they will gracefully bow out of net neutrality, but they won't bow out of our school service, our food supply, which is more important than fucking internet, our food and water. They won't step away from that, but they're going to step away from the net. Big scam. And for you people who think that because Facebook and YouTube and everybody else who's so against it, for you people who believe that they are really against it, no. They just saying what they got to say. And of course, Facebook censors anyway. If you do the wrong thing too many times on Facebook, they'll just basically block you for like a month. And I've seen it happen with some friends. It's a funny thing. Like, you didn't get that message, dog? I sent it like a month ago. Oh yeah, I got blocked. I put up a couple pictures of some titties, something like that. So yeah, it's crazy. There's already been censorship. So it's not nothing new to them. They already knew it. They with it. And they following their masters as far as the plan. And it's not that they don't want it. It's just they're going along with the plan, plain and simple. So we're going to see if it's going to be something like if, let's just say you try to post a link or post a video, conscious or what have you, on Facebook, will it get blocked? Will they have it set to where they can target just a certain profile and block that content and then give you an excuse like, well, because of net neutrality or because of the ISP, we can't show this. And this is what we got to look for if we see stuff like that, to little things being censored. And that tells you right there. I mean, because for that to happen, they got to get in the system. They got to contact Facebook. That's going to be something that's already in place with Facebook and whoever. So don't think that they are really against it. They're really for it. Now, this could be something to the point where it's just really about money, which I doubt. Or they might just leave it alone and just implement this down the road and start really censoring things down the road to get us, to forget about it right now and not say nothing, because we might not see immediate changes. So then, a few years from now, we forget all about it, that it's in place. And then, then something start happening to where, we're censored. But it could be about money, which they're going to make a lot of money. You're going to have a lot of companies, ISPs popping up, as I said, to basically try to, give us alternatives to the internet. And again, as I said, they might have just a bigger package or payment plan or a monthly pay to where you're paying more to basically not be affected by them, which, that'll be fine, but it's not fair, but it'll be cool. At least, we'll have that option. But then again, as I said, not everybody will probably be able to afford it. So you would have to rely on that to where a person has to pay that extra money a month that they probably can't afford to see everything. So it's going to be crazy. And this is something that, we got to really look and pay attention to the media, to entertainment and what they do. They don't give you stuff for a reason. As I said, ain't nobody hating on Black Panther or anything like that. Pay attention to when they put stuff out and what they do. It's a big distraction away from this. And again, it's just a movie. It's not real. To me, it's an insult. And it's a shame. It should make you sad to see Wakanda and how beautiful it is and, what could be as far as Africa, and to understand that in reality, they're raping Africa. We're not getting anything from it. And you have all these sellout leaders in Africa letting them rape it. And of course, they're making all the money. We're not really even proud to be from Africa, a lot of people. Now, all of a sudden, people want to be throwing on dashikis and going to the movies. It took a freaking fictional movie to get people to put on damn dashiki. We pumping Africa for years. Black power, Africa, Africa, Africa. You got the Hebrews running around saying Africa, fuck Africa and everything like that. You got black people being ashamed of Africa. I ain't from Africa, I'm American. But as soon as a movie come out, Black Panther, then people want to be from Africa. They want to be proud. So, I mean, and that little bit of sense, cool. If that's what it takes, I don't care. As long as you're happy about Africa and you understand that, You know, everything is coming from there, and the resources and what they're using, how they're making a lot of money is generating from Africa itself. And we know what comes from there. We know what's there. We know about kimet and everything else and all the kingdoms and what have you. So, you know, this is just for those people who stuck in the movies and had no clue. Now they can contemplate what could be with Africa. So it is what it is on that. But distraction. That's what it is. And the big news here is net neutrality. And yeah, the death of freedom on the internet, so to speak. And they're going to let certain things get by, and they're going to let certain things slide. Don't know to what extent, but it's going to be crazy. And hopefully not too many of us content creators and people who putting out information, truth, so to speak, and you know, just talking about history and talking about, you know, consciousness and knowledge. We going to see how we get affected, because I can't see them completely wiping the whole thing out, because then it's just going to start up too much controversy and too many people speaking out. But, you know, we'll see what they do. Maybe people who get into a certain level, they might cut you then, but who knows? Who knows? But it's not going to be good for us down the line trying to create something big to speak specifically to Black people. They can just censor the whole thing and knock it out. That's what they have effectively done. Because now, if we wanted to just do what I was talking about as far as coming together with a website or social media specifically for Black people, but for everybody really, but really aimed and geared towards uplifting and helping Black people economically. Anything that we want to share to really help us grow economically using social media is going to be hindered. We got to go back to, you know, freaking 80s maybe to get information around. Don't know. We're going to see what we can do. I mean, even emails, if it's on their internet service, it's affected. So maybe they can even stop bulk emails. Who knows how deep this goes? So what you guys can do is, again, speak out about it. Talk about your disgust and really anything you see that is pushing for them to bring back net neutrality. You need to promote it. Stop promoting Black Panther. The movie is done. It's over with. It's not real. I would rather see more people pushing one of the based on a true story movies like Birth of a Nation, or even freaking 12 Years a Slave. At least the stuff happened. It was true. It wasn't fiction. But everybody, people taking pictures in dashikis next to the freaking Black Panther poster. I mean, people just, I get it. Like I said, I ain't gonna hate. I get it. I understand. But still, be diligent. Open your eyes and see what this stuff really is about. And the insult. You're going to take that movie how you take it. I take it as an insult of what could be and what they know they're doing. And it's just a shame. But be diligent, man. Just pay attention to what they really doing and what's going on. And don't let this cookie they gave us, you know, just make you forget about the goddamn ass whooping you just took and everything else they doing, the oppression. You know, they gave you a damn cookie and everybody satisfied now. Oh, it's cool now. People still talk about Obama. You know, it's a cookie. It's the same thing, you know, same blindfold. Okay, we're going to give you our blackface president, calm y'all down. Everybody's so pro-Obama. Okay, we're going to give you our Black Panther, calm y'all down, you know. Now, they're not so bad. They fine. Everything is cool. I love Disney. I love this. Please, wake the fuck up. It's a distraction. This is much bigger news, and it's going to affect us. Trust me. But we can't let that happen. So speak out as much as you can, put out information as much as you can on this subject, and make sure it's in your timeline and talk to people about what this really means. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch. Again, the sales are going to come down eventually. I left it up there. I see you guys still buying. So I know there's a lot of people who don't see everything when it posts. So I'm trying to be understanding of that, but it will come down. So thanks for watching. See you guys next video. Thanks for watching.